It was on a rain-drenched Tuesday in October when Detective Lopez rang my doorbell at Wellington Crescent. His footsteps echoed down the corridor like clockwork, deliberate and steady. He entered without a word, his coat soaked through, his expression unreadable. In a quiet, concerned voice, he spoke. A young woman had been found in Hyde Park, poisoned. A letter had been discovered on her person, addressed to him. Startled, I leaned forward. He handed me a small envelope, its edges slightly crumpled from the rain. The handwriting was elegant, slanted, almost too perfect. The contents, a single sentence. Justice hides behind the curtain. We arrived at Hyde Park just as the fog laid itself over the fields like a shroud. The police had cordoned off the area, and the body lay carefully covered with a violet scarf. She was young, perhaps 20, pale, peaceful in death. No signs of struggle, no injuries. But her eyes, wide open, not gazing at the heavens, but at something only she could see. Later that evening, we visited the coroner. He explained that the girl had ingested a rare theatrical poison, a substance used in small doses on stage to induce pallor and stillness, harmless in play, deadly in solitude. That night, Detective Lopez was unusually quiet. He stood at the window of my drawing room and watched the gaslight flicker through the rain. Eventually, he turned to me and asked, Clark, have you ever heard of the Thespian Circle? I had, only in whispers. A secret society of actors said to reenact real crimes on stage, so faithfully that no one could distinguish performance from reality. We began investigating. The victim, Lillian Corwin, had worked as a seamstress at the Crown Theater. Her last shift ended the night before. She never returned home. Her roommate, a shy pianist named Edith, told us through tears that Lillian had felt watched. Several days earlier, a man in a tuxedo with a white carnation had appeared outside their home, saying nothing, just watching, repeatedly. In Lillian's notebook, we found entries about backstage conversations, secret meetings after midnight, a symbol, a mask with closed eyes. The next morning, we visited the theater. It stood proudly at the end of a narrow alley, its dark red awnings heavy with moisture. The scent of old velvet and varnish filled the air. There, Lopez created a new identity. Enzo Vallini, an Italian impresario with a passion for dramatic tragedies. Slicked back hair, a silk scarf, a whiskey-seasoned theatrical accent. He became someone else. I'm searching for a new muse, he declared upon entering the theater director's office, one who can die with grace. The director, a portly man named Mr. Fleet, looked over his glasses, first suspiciously, then amused. Plenty of girls here can fall, he said. But if you want grace, talk to Mirabel. Mirabel appeared moments later. Dressed in blood-red silk, she moved like candle smoke, her smile flawless, too flawless. Enzo Vallini, she whispered, I have heard of your tragedies. They end so convincingly. Because they are born of truth, cara mia, he replied. We stayed for the rehearsal. The ensemble was preparing a play titled The Widow's Pact, a tale of betrayal, revenge, and a silent death. In one scene, Mirabel fell to the ground with such ghostly elegance that one might truly believe she had died. But Lopez noticed something. Her hand, a twitch, longer than required, a movement too deliberate, her final breath too pronounced. After rehearsal, while the cast drank and laughed backstage, Lopez and I searched the back rooms. We found Lillian's locker. Inside, only one item, a script marked in red ink. The final scene was underlined, She dies, not for love, but because she knows. The words echoed like a verdict. That evening, we confronted Mirabel in her dressing room. She sat before the mirror, applying deep plum lipstick. Every motion rehearsed. You knew she had uncovered the circle, Lopez said calmly. You knew she wanted to leave. She didn't flinch. She lacked devotion, she whispered. Lopez opened a drawer. Inside, a pale green vial, unlabeled, next to makeup and false lashes. She didn't lack devotion, she lacked protection. We walked out into the balcony. There sat Mr. Fleet, the director, with a glass of brandy. When Lopez told him the play would be canceled, he turned pale. "I knew nothing," he stammered. But in his notebook, we found a newspaper clipping. From 6 years prior, another actress, also poisoned. Mirabel had been in the cast back then, too. That night, we decided to search the theater again. In the basement, we discovered a hidden room lined with old stage props, masks, and a display case of theatrical relics. In one drawer lay a notebook with lists, names, roles, dates. Several bore a small cross, including Lillian's. A second entry referred to a Viola Hastings, a singer who had vanished 3 years ago. No connection to the theater had ever been made public. Mirabel was arrested before the final curtain. As the audience applauded, believing the play to be fiction, silent justice unfolded behind the scenes. Such is the theater, a world of illusion. But beyond the footlights, truth endures. And behind the curtain, justice does not forget.